Yo, 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 it's your boy, Mr. Mainstream, the top shooter, trader, Rula, and you are watching the Three Count Bell podcast, bitch.
Welcome, everybody, to another great edition of the Three Count Podcast presents Now Entering, and I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, the man that leads you up that mountain called wrestling. And with this being season 6 in our 300 something episode, 400 something episode, 420 something episode, I would just hope you say it with me. I am your Sherpa, because like your tribal chief, acknowledge me. But like every good Sherpa, you got to have someone who's been there, done that, and can do it more efficiently than you can. That's why it's never about me. It's about who's entering the ring. You can find this man at ACW, FSPW. You can find him at VPW, PWF, Next Level, Foothills. He is one half of the top shooters. He is a content creator, a worker, an entertainer. He is Trey the Rula.
Yes, sir. Hey. It's a great time to be here. You feel me? You feel me? Shout out my brothers. Shout out journalists. Shout out D. Shout out Darko. You feel me? Yeah. Gang shit.
Yo, so it was funny because like I had posted up on Facebook. I was like, yo, I'm looking to get some more interviews lined up. Who want to come on? And we have a mutual friend, Joe Thompson, who was like, yo, hit up all these guys. And then I was looking through everybody's stuff, and I was like picking names out, and I saw you, and I was like, of course, yeah, let's bring him on. Let's talk to the man to see what we got going on. And yeah, because I know like, especially with, well, because I knew him as JJD, like that's how I knew him. But he's down in North Carolina, so I was like, oh well, if people are in the Carolina region, like of course I'm gonna reach out to people and bring them on, because I have a few friends that are already down there, and I was like, let's make some more connections. Why not? So let's talk about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, North Carolina's got a nice little hotbed of pro wrestling. I'll tell you what.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to when you have like, some people consider the GOAT coming out of that area, and like what every episode, every other episode of AEW, like North Carolina gets mentioned. So
Facts.
you kind of have to
Facts.
bring the heat. Otherwise, like, what are we really doing?
For real, yeah. Here it is sink or swim. In North Carolina, it is sink or swim. And if you do not swim, you will find out very fast.
I
I'll say
feel
that.
I feel like that's like a lot of like, so every spot has that, right? Like in the New England area where I'm at, Massachusetts, that is it. Like the New England area, like it's a bubble, and there's a reason for why like people like if you're struggling and you get
Yeah.
exposed pretty quick. In the DMV, it's the same way. In Maryland, it's kind of like the hidden gem spot. Like a lot of people will listen. All those people in Virginia are gonna tell you that they have the best wrestling, and I'm gonna tell you, okay. There's a reason why Ruckus is the best in the game, and why he done it as long as he's done it, and why people still want to actively work that band. So, yeah, I was like, you can't tell me that. But yeah, North Carolina secretly has kind of like this little hotbed where people are coming up. I know, like, I'm friends with Academia. She's like all over the place. She just signed up for a trip out to Japan, so she's about to head out that way. I was like, bruh,
Yeah.
y'all, it's popping over there, man.
It definitely is. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. But it's been like that for a while. Like, I mean, it really started to ramp up once certain guys got signed, like my friend Malachi, Javon Evans got signed, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, they're looking at us. We gotta go." Like, no, it's like the work has never stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like we were working before that, you working after that, but yeah,
Well, I mean, like you look at Evans, look at Malachi, let's be real. You
yeah,
looking at what's going on with DPW, right? Then you look at
yes,
FTR, right? Like just that's their hotbed, right? Like that's what they talk about all the time. And then you have all sorts of great talent that comes out of like that whole Appalachian area, where it's like you talk about you have the Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express coming out that area. You have Lawler's promotion over in Tennessee. So you have like these like 4 states that just kind of can pump out like tons of wrestlers like all over the place. And bro. Like when you have like a direct connect too, even with like OVW out of Kentucky, like it, like I said, man, the hotbed gets hot quick.
Yes, it does.
But we ain't gotta talk about the area, bro. Like that area speaks for itself. But who is Trey Rula?
Trey Rula, you feel me? Trey Rula is just an extension of me, brother. I have no other way around it. It's my way of being able to be expressive and be goofy and be everything that I feel like I can be. You know, uh, I don't know. Trey Rula just a kid, bro. That's just a kid that was doubted, bro, from day one. You feel me? And that was made into a freaking superstar. You feel me? He is. He's not super keen on the wrestling. He's more keen on the character part
Mm.
of wrestling. But yeah, it's more. Hey, Trey Rula gonna be a star one day. I'm trying to tell you. It might not be his name, but hey.
I'm gonna keep tabs. I'm gonna keep tabs because like even just like like Malachi, man, like when he went up and then also it was Javion Evans, I was like, I know exactly who this is. And like,
Facts.
you know, it is funny because like a lot of different regions focus on a lot of different things, right? Like that I feel like Virginia, it's kind of character based, like Carolina is character based. I know it's character based, right? Because I
It's a
see,
lot of grapping, dude.
yeah,
Everybody out here likes to grab.
yeah.
They're big grappers out here.
But if as
I
long
mean,
as
I
you're,
be grapping too. I be grapping, but you feel me?
yeah, I think though, like what's funny though, because you kind of hit it on the head though, like keen on the character part, right? I think like great characters is like what people gravitate to, right? Like cool, you can do like the big, the big moves, but how well can you entertain the crowd, right? And I
Yeah.
made it a point because I know that you have an album, so like, and I've been paying attention, so like, I know you have the entertainment side of you, and I know that you know that like how to grab like people's attention, like in the crowd. So I'm just curious, like, how does like the same sheet of well, I shouldn't say even call it. It's just different notes on the same sheet of music. But how do you put everything together to like draw the most out of your character?
Um, for me, I feel like the key part is just being authentically me because I feel like if you're it's really hard to be somebody that you're not in this industry or in this business. Like I don't know. I try to just tap into what like I'm just a goofy kid, right? So like that's me at heart. So if I wanted my character to be an extension of that, but like big time. Like if I'm a goofball at home, I want to be an extra goofball. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's like I try to just take things from me, like the way that I am, so that I can magnify it better. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, because I think about it a lot. Where like we all want to, we like whenever you're like trying to be genuine to like that character that you're trying to build, right? You want to find those one or two like
Characteristics.
yeah, the characteristics that you want to pull to make yourself bigger. Like I think for me, what it is like I like to do a lot of shit talking. Like I that's what I do, and then
Facts.
like so I want to amplify that as much as possible. But then also I want to amplify like when push gets to shove, like he's my guy. I gotta grind too. Like I can grind people out, and I like that aspect of like working both sides. And it's funny because like sometimes it'll be soft and playful, and other times it's just like he's just a dick. I hate this guy. I love
Facts.
it. That's what
No, I
makes
love
wrestling
that.
so much fun.
Facts. No, I don't even. I don't. Oh man, I lost my train of thought. What the hell was I gonna say?
No, it's just it goes back to like just understanding like who you are as a person, and then like what you want to pull to get the people to be on your side. Like
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
yeah,
Because everybody wants to be like The Rock or they want to be like the Triple H and be all serious. And if you're not like that in real life, it's gonna be hard for you to portray that in wrestling
yeah.
consistently. So I don't know. I knew from day one I was gonna have to be an extension of myself, which I didn't know who I was in. wrestling. Like I didn't know who I was, but I knew I knew like what I'm good at. So I was like, well, okay, if I'm good at entertaining and being crazy to the crowd, let me just do that. You know what I'm saying? Do a
Yep.
suplex and talk to the crowd. You feel me?
Yep. That's why I like when I'm working as a baby face, I like having like a good heel that can like just like pull the crowd over so that way I can talk shit when like I start to come back up. But
Exactly.
as a heel, bruh, I love just talking the most obscene shit that I can say to people. I like I love being able to just grind out. Like I remember this one time I was in a match, and this kid was like talking shit and he was like, "Yo, you need to hit the gym, bro. You need to hit the gym, bro." Like he was just talking shit. And when I picked up his hero and slammed him into the ground. Right before I did, I looked at him. I was like, "Go to the gym, right, bro?" And I slammed him. And I never took my eyes off as I pinned him. I just locked in. I just stared at him the whole time. And like I remember, like at intermission, he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, man, like, I guess you're kind of cool." I was like, "Word, kind of
Oh,
cool."
there go they fans.
Yeah,
That's fans, bro. That's pro wrestling fans. They want to talk crap until you do something cool. They're like, actually, you're kind of cool,
yeah.
G.
I kind of liked what you did there, bro. Like, I don't want to be on your bad side. I was like, whatever, bro. That's all I kept telling him. I was like, whatever, man. Like, hey, I was like, be a fan, bro. But it was just
For real.
it was fun, and I love doing that kind of stuff where like I get to work as a heel and just grind out people and not really give a damn what they got to say. So it's always fun to work that part of the crowd and get them like hyped about whatever it is. I remember I worked at other places too where like I had a kid one time tell me that they're like, "You're not my dad," and I was like, "And thank God, because if I was, I just ground myself." It's like, I can't believe you. Like,
For real.
yo, I mean, I try to find it, but then as a baby face, like I do love making like those genuine connect. I look for kids in the crowd. That's
Yeah,
all
me
I
too.
market for. Because I'm like, I could talk shit to adults, and they gonna laugh or they're gonna cheer, right? And usually when you're talking shit, they're just kind of like, ha ha ha, yeah, whatever, bro. I like finding kids because if I get the kid react, that means everybody else is gonna react to the same
Oh,
genuine
every
reaction
time, every
every time.
time.
And
And
so
if you
like,
get a kid to like you, it's so funny because they're like most of the kids that are out here that come to shows, they come to like all the shows, like every
yeah,
promotion. Like I see them everywhere. So if you're like on their good side, they not gonna hate you. Like no
right,
matter if you're a bad guy or a good guy, because they know that they mess with you. And it's crazy because like I'll be working hill somewhere else, and there'll be kids that like I mess with or that I'm face at and I mess with. Um, and we'll be doing the spot where like hold my arms back and trying to make me chop, and the kids are like, no, no, no. I'm like, yeah, yeah. That's how I know I got them.
That's like that's so funny too because I remember one time like I was a heel and one of my friends did that where he got me, put my arms behind my back, let the kids chop me, and it was like in a heartbeat. What started with like one or two exploded to like 30. And like I'm getting attacked from the right, from the left, in the back,
Oh.
in the front, and I'm just like toppling down. And my buddy's just laughing his ass, and the ref's trying not to laugh too, like he's not trying to break, but then like he has to clear the kids out, and he's like smiling, and I was like, "This is this is a travesty." I was like, "This man should be disqualified." And then I was like, "Why is there so many kids here?" Like we had a charity event, like I think when like I as a face, I like to work too, where like I had a genuine connection with this little girl. I love this story because it was something it made me break character first, and then I realized what was happening. But in this match, like I'm getting beat right, and I reached out for this little girl, and I was like, "Yo, tag me in." I was like, "He's beating me up," right? She wouldn't. She was scared, bruh. So and I ended up winning the match, but we're at intermission and I'm just like standing there, like, doing my thing. And this little girl runs up and she starts hugging me and she starts instantly crying, bruh. And at the moment, like I go to dad mode, right? And I'm like, hey, like, are you okay? What's going on? Like, where's your parents at? Are you lost? And then I hear this voice go, I've never seen her do that in her life. She just doesn't hug strangers. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then, like, I turned it back on, I'm like,
Oh, she felt
"Well, what
bad.
happened?" I was like, "What happened?" And she's like, "I was so scared. He was beating you up and I wanted to help, but I thought he was gonna beat me up too."
Oh God.
You know? And I was like, "Ah, but we got the win. What are we scared about?" So she
Yeah, we
was like,
won.
"Right." It was so cute. It's a moment that I'll ever pass. I was just it was one of those cool moments that I just can't forget.
Facts. It's the kid moments. Those kid moments you can't forget.
Yeah, so when I hear you talk about, like, kids aren't gonna chop you because they know who you are, then I was like, "Hey, it is what it is."
Facts. Hey, that happens to the best of us now. We know.
Mm,
Shoot.
I'd be like, they in my hood, bro. You out here, you just acting tough." Like,
My
um,
favorite one was MXM, bro. I just had a match. Me and Maurice just had a match against MXM,
oh,
and
yeah?
Mason Madden was holding my arms. And we went over to the kid, and the boy didn't want to hit me. He didn't want to hit me. And I knew this was the last one, so I had to get him to hit me. So I was like, hit me. It's okay. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. He was like, eh. I was like, ah! Sold all good, everybody. It was a dope ass shot.
That's funny. I think it's awesome funny because, like, like you said, you're working a team like MXM, and, like, those kids mess with you so much that they're like, "I no, that's my friend. I don't wanna do it to him. I like him." And then they're legitimately like, "No, like, you can do it. It's fine." You have
I
to
would
coax
rather
them
them
into
do it
it.
though, because it's Mason Madden. This man's like 6'5",
Right,
315 pounds. He's killing my ass.
right. But
Yeah,
that's how you know, like, the kids are, like, on your side, and then he's like, "Well, I want the kids to be on my side too." And I'm like, "Nah, bro. We like Trey."
facts. Yeah, they already know.
Yo, so what was the moment that made you wanna get into professional wrestling? Like, I know, like, listen, man, I'll be fair. Everybody knows that we, like, as wrestlers, like, we were fans of the business, right? But there had to been something that the moment that, like, hit that you're like, "Alright, I'm in now."
So I say, so it was after my little rap career. Like I was making music for a long ass time, and like I just felt like it was just going nowhere. Not really going nowhere, but I wasn't getting like the eyes I needed to get, and it was just like I felt like I needed to change. So I was like, man, let me, because I still wanted to do what I love to do, and I've always loved music, and I've always loved pro wrestling. But pro wrestling, I kind of fell out of it, in the high school years, just like everybody else. But like after the music stuff here, I was like, man, I keep seeing ads on Instagram about like wrestling schools. I was like, wrestling schools, that's how they do it. I was like, shoot, let me research. So I found Firestar Pro Wrestling in Greensboro, and I was like, let me see. So I started watching all their YouTube videos. Like I watched like almost like it had to be like a year or 2 years of content. And I was like, dude, this place is freaking cool. Like I never thought indie wrestling was like that. I thought indie wrestling was boo boo butt cheeks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they was going crazy, and so I went out there. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Paid my dues and just kept it rolling. It started becoming like a habit of just going down there those 3 days a week for training, and yeah, I just kept at it because I knew in this business I after I took my first bumps I was like, okay, I can actually do this. I feel comfortable doing this, but it was just like everything else, like the character, the other things, of course, but. Starting out was super. It was super fun. I couldn't ask for anything better. Like being around the people I was around.
I like how you refer to it as your little rap career. Like, it's funny though because, like, I feel like when you've explored other forms of entertainment, like, you kind of understand, like, how to make this work, right? I remember when I was, like, first, like, putting albums together, like, trying to figure it out, um, it was something that pro wrestling brought my attention to that I didn't think about, right? Was that, like, essentially you want to put people on the right wavelength. Like, first, like, you're obviously gonna come out with like your hitter first, and then you might bring it down like a beat, and then you'll bring it back up. Like, you're literally putting people on a roller coaster ride. Is what we're doing now, and
Yeah.
I think about that with music all the time. So when I listen to like my theme song, which was like made by my friends, I think about like, all right, how do we bring this energy down, or how do we bring this energy back up? Like, where can we increase things at? Where can we decrease things at? So I've started to look at wrestling like differently and try
Yeah.
to figure out the parts where I want to do it, right? Like you have your basic match structure, and if you don't know how to put that together, y'all can go Google it because I'm not gonna talk about it here. But
No, please don't.
I love the aspect of like trying to wave people in to make them feel like, oh shit, like here we go. He's just gonna go down. It's like not a sharp turn. I want that transition to
Hmm.
hit. So I've been trying to plan matches out now based on like transitions and try to figure out like exactly what people are looking for. It's
Facts.
it's hard, but listening to like think about it like music, it makes it so much easier to like handle.
It definitely is. No, when it comes, yeah, like when it comes to that, I can see how music and wrestling are super similar. Cause that's exactly right. Like it's just like a wave the whole time until you get to the end of the song or to the end of the match. But it's so weird. Like some like because some people teach that you want your match structure to be like a wave, and then like I was at a seminar with Speedball Mike Bailey, and he was more so like he wants you to be like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wants it to be instead of being like a roller coaster, he wants it to be okay up and then cut off and then just down. It needs to be down until they fight back up, and now they're up again. I was like, okay, okay. So people have, I guess people have it different ways, but I don't
Yeah.
understand all the way. I don't understand it all. You know what I'm saying?
It's always like a 9-10 rule, I feel like, right? Like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna it'll work separately,
Yes, yes,
right? Like it always works that way. Or 9 times out of 10 it's not gonna work, and then you might be the 1/10 that does work. I
exactly.
it's a weird like that's such a weird statement for me when people talk about that. Like, well, 9 out of 10 times it doesn't work. Yeah, but it will this time. Like I legitimately, like I'll be fair. I was at this place, SWA in Pennsylvania, and I was talking to the promoter, and I was like, "Hey, listen, like we know Red Dog's kind of a goofball, and he loves to be a little outlandish. Can we do the Carlton dance? Like, can we prep it?" And he was like, "This isn't gonna work." I was like, "It's gonna work." He's like, "It's not gonna work, Cliff." I was like, "I promise you, it's gonna work." And he's like, "All right, man." He's like, "I don't think it's gonna work, but sure." I was like, "Okay." So what we did is you know, had the song loaded, and so like we were doing like the feel out process, and I was like, "Yeah, we about to do this thing," and I was like, "Wait!" It's like, "You DJ, hit it!" And then Tom Jones comes on, and everybody was like, "What the hell's going on?" And
Oh
as
my gosh.
soon as I hit the first Carlton, bruh, everybody was like, "Yeah!" And my boy TJ goes, "I can't believe that worked." I was like, "I told you it was gonna work, bro. Like I knew." I was like, everybody was down. And I was like, "Nah, bro," because you have to commit to the bit. You can't go in there halfway. Like like you were saying, like if you're gonna go in, you just go all in. And
Yeah, facts.
yeah, so I did it, and then my other friend Jesse, he's like, I don't really know how to do this dance at all. I was like, oh, it's easy. You're just gonna kind of like shimmy to the right, shimmy to the left, make a snap. And so he was like, okay. So he's like watching videos to kind of understand the concept. And then my
Oh
buddy,
gosh.
the heel of the match was like, I'm not doing this at all. I was like, that's fine. We don't need you to. And so yeah, we got into it, and bruh, it was so funny how it all worked out. And I was geeking for it. But yo, so talk to me about like uh what's one of the worst bumps you've taken?
Where's bumps I've taken? Shoot. Wrestle Revival 11 last year, August. Mark James had me gorilla press, and Maurice was on a door, like wedged on the ring and the barricade,
Mhm.
like he was laid down, and Mark James fucking gorilla pressed me, threw me on top of Maurice. Yeah, that shit sucked.
Yeah.
That shit sucked for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. I don't be trying to take bad bumps, bro. I gotta say this body for the television.
Yeah.
Hey, but
I'm
I'm trying to
I
think.
feel you.
No, I haven't taken any huge bumps. Truthfully, I'm sure not really. Not memorable unless I done knocked myself out.
I mean, that could also be too.
Yeah,
But
that gorilla press was nasty.
yeah,
That's
like the
the
gorilla
most
press
memorable.
just sounded rough. So it's funny because like I went back, I went to this question because I lost my train of thought about like where we were at with as far as like bringing like the waves in.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I, I kind of feel bring it back. Sorry, y'all, but I feel where Speedball comes from, where he's just like you kind of want to make that one big dip and then
yes,
come back up. Like I do understand that concept. It's the same idea as when you're putting someone on a wave though, because like once you're like you're going through it, like you have your highs and lows. Essentially, is where everybody's going to be at. So I do
yeah,
understand, especially because if you're doing this thing like a good play has three acts, and if you're going to do it, obviously the second act is going to be the low act. And I do understand where Mike Speedball is coming from, and that guy's on TV and I'm not. So you guys are watching this on YouTube. Here it is, there
facts.
it is, or Spotify, whatever it is you're watching this.
No,
Yo,
I listen, but yeah, mainly he just doesn't like hope spots in the heat.
yep.
He just wants it to be, heat down until you're trying to get back up and get the people up. I'm like, hey, I mess with it.
I just listen for the crowd. If the crowd is like, if you need a
Yeah,
hope
if they're
spot, like,
ready for you to get up, facts.
yeah, yeah, because I think that's important too. Like, I've had it too, where I was in a heat with one dude, and like, uh, I could hear the crowd was starting to clap for him. So I'm like, all right, hey, fuck all the business, bro. I told him straight up, hey, hit me with your elbow. And so like I took him under, all of a sudden, boom, crowd,
Hmm.
yeah. I was like, all right, see, this is where we're at now. Like this is what we're doing. And then I love when I can hear like the crowd is trying to get involved. And I do understand the other aspect of it too. Because I want to also be able to be like, yeah, start firing up. No, but shut up.
Exactly, exactly. Especially like one to two times to what I'm saying, like, oh, he's got that fighting spirit, but I'm
Yeah.
quicker, or what I'm saying. There's always that good spots for hope, especially for
Yeah.
longer matches.
Yeah. 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 Yo, let me ask you this question before we get to my favorite part of the podcast, right? What's the hardest lesson you've had to learn being in the wrestling business?
Dude, that this shit is expensive, boy.
Yeah, oh, amen.
This is expensive. It is not easy getting gear, merch, traveling the roads, gas, toll on your body. This shit is not easy. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, mostly just it's expensive, and if you're not willing to make that sacrifice financially, it's going to be really hard to make it anywhere in the business for
Yeah.
real.
Oh, trust me, man. One weekend, and actually it was earlier this month, I drove from Massachusetts to Philly to link up with a friend to drive down to West Virginia, back to Philly, back
Oh,
to Massachusetts, to Portland, Maine. And
all the way up.
yeah, all the
Damn.
way up.
You had to take them back down?
No, so I live in Massachusetts, so I drove down to Philly, I met up with a friend. We drove to West Virginia, we drove back. He stopped in Philly, I drove back to Massachusetts. I stayed
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to sleep, got up, like, 4 or 5 hours later, drove to Portland, Maine, wrestled another match, then drove back down, and, like, bruh,
Ooh.
back-to-back day, it was rough, man, and the crazy part was, like, 2 days later, I was starting a new job, and I was like, "Bro, I'm so beat up."
Oh no, yeah, man.
Uh,
This shit is hard, dog. We
mm-mm.
just trying to make it.
We just try Yeah, and that's the thing too, is, like, I think a lot of people and you're right, man, like, the toll on your body, the long drives, and then to hear people tell like, "Oh, well, there's this, that, and the other," like, they think, you're not really serious about the business. I'm like, "Whatever, bro." Like, I just literally put in a 24-hour drive. Like, I'm not trying to hear nobody
Facts,
tell
dude.
me
Like, don't.
shit, man.
Yeah, nobody. Shoot, I'll not respond really quickly. I'll just be like, okay.
Facts. I'd be like, "Man, there's millions of promotions out here. I ain't gotta worry about that one. I can go anywhere I
Facts.
want." Yo, let me hop into the best part of my podcast, which is the 3 count podcast, 10 count questions. Mr. Young Chronic, this is how it works. I'm gonna fire off 10 questions at you rapid fast. So whatever your answer is, that's your answer.
All right.
All right, man. So we put on the imaginary timer for added pressure. Bing.
Ding.
And in the words of my favorite commentator, Mike Goldberg, here we go. SmackDown or Raw?
Raw.
Favorite movie?
Uh, Avengers.
That's a good one. Waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes from
Waffle.
IHOP, but waffles from Waffle House.
Yeah, I like it. And you don't gotta worry. I'm not gonna ask you what your Waffle House order is, so we ain't gotta worry about all that. Love you, Malcolm, but no.
Facts.
Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show. Survivor.
Which one?
Survivor.
Okay. Marvel or DC? Marvel. Yep. Favorite cartoon?
Favorite cartoon. Fuck. Shit. Boondocks.
The best.
Facts.
yo,
That or Family Guy.
yo, it's just yeah. No, listen. I love Family Guy. Okay, it will never hold a candle to the Boondocks.
No, never. Oh God. That's why.
Uh,
That's why Family Guy on TV and Boondocks is not.
well, yeah. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Favorite podcast?
I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of podcasts. Johnny Manziel's podcast. I be watching that sometimes.
Yeah, actually, I've been seeing his stuff out too. I was like, this man literally was like
He
his
been through
parents.
too much. He been
Yeah,
through so much. I gotta hear what he got to say.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, I
Johnny
know his
Manziel.
parents were like loaded with cash. This man treated like the NFL was like, yo, this is like my extra spending money. It's like
Like, let me put
Jesus.
this to the side. Actually,
Yeah.
get back to
Nominate one
partying.
person. Nominate one person you want to see on this podcast.
Shoot. Nominate one person I want to see on this motherfucking podcast. I want to see motherfucking. I want to see Azrael Cayenne.
I like it. And then last but not least, my favorite question to ask every single person who comes on this podcast. Favorite curse word.
Bitch.
Yo, so those are all my questions I have to ask. So the last thing I need from you is let our listeners and our viewers know where they can find you.
Hey, you can find me on Instagram, X, Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Trey the Rula, TRUYDA apostrophe RULA. You feel me? And you can find my music if you want to at Young Chronic. I'm gonna come out with some more, but it ain't gonna be under Young Chronic. That's a breaking news. I'm cutting Young Chronic. It's just gonna be Chronic. Okay, it's gonna be fire. You feel me?
I mean, I feel like that's what all rappers do. They just drop like when they come out and they're like Young Thug, they be like, nah, bro, it's just I'm just gonna be Thug. Young Jeezy, nah, it's just Jeezy.
It's
Little
Jeezy.
Wayne, it's just Wayne.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
Bet. Well, he gave you all of his handles. He told you about all the stuff that he's got going on, and he even told you about how he's making his name change. So, you know what that means. Like every great part of a wrestling match, we got to take it home. Because this is the Three Count Podcast presents Now Entering, and I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, the man that leads you up that mountain called wrestling. And like every good Sherpa, it's never about me. It's about who's entering the ring. So who's entering? You see him right there. Mr. Mainstream himself, Trey the Rula. And you know what that means. Tune in to the next episode and be there, or you're legitimately follow us on all of our social media platforms. You're subscribed to our YouTube channel. You're following us on Spotify. You're even leaving those 5-star frog splash reviews off the Empire State Building to your iPhone or Android device. You're even checking us out on Amazon Music. You're even listening to us on that dumb app with the stupid jingle that goes iHeartRadio or whatever it is. You're buying our
Whatever.
merch. Yeah, you're buying our merch on foryourwear.com, or you're even buying our merch on prowrestlingtees.com. You're doing all that stuff, or you're telling your mom about it, your dad about it, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your best friends, and your enemies, as well as your grandma and your grandpa. But more importantly, and your enemies, because we love haters too. You're doing all that stuff, or really, you're just kind of waiting for this episode to end, waiting for the outro, and then choosing another episode to listen to. Kawaii.
What's up? It is your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, and thank you for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. Whether that was Chaz and Friends, Red Dog Friends, Damien Friends, The Film Styles, Now Entering the Ring, Now Entering 201, or Now Returning to the Ring, all those good episodes, you should really be liking, commenting, and even sharing this with your friends, family, whoever it may be. But what you all should be doing is checking us out on all of our social media platforms at 3 Count Pod. Whether that's on IG, Twitch, you can check us out on Threads, whatever it may be. And if you go check us out on X, it is 3count_pod. Check us out on YouTube, as well as Facebook, on Rumble, on Apple Music, on Spotify. All those fun things. Tell your mom about us, your dad about us, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, and your best friends and your enemies, because we love haters too. Do all that stuff. And then, last but not least, buy our merch on foryouwear.com or prowrestlingtees.com.